You've tuned into the Interrobang podcast. I'm with my guy JJ Shooter, John Jordan himself.
And I'm with my man Royalty Antinian DeCarlo.
This is a show where no topic is off limits.
Maybe a few topics.
So sit back and relax. Join us for an exclamatory rhetorical conversation.
With a small dose of what the fuck?
Welcome to the show. Beast.
We got that.
What is up?
What's good? What's good?
Man. We back again for the first time.
Back in action, bro.
Saying.
Good to be here, though.
It really is, man. It's good to lay eyes. There's been so much going on for both of us across the board, man. But how are you? What are you drinking on?
Well, I'm drinking on my staple.
Yeah.
Vodka soda.
That's right. John was late, and so he was denied the privilege of a lime in his drink. I mean, I didn't have any limes, but I said he couldn't have any because
I'm sorry. I keep saying I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry, ho. Be careful.
It's one of my favorite lines.
Dude, the first time, I don't remember hearing that from the movie. Like, one of my homegirl's moms said that to her friend. And I was like, oh. I was like, that's the coldest shit I've ever heard in my life. Because she was serious. Don't be sorry, ho. Be careful. I was like, yo, your mom is wild.
Right.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, man, that's what I'm sipping on.
Yeah, man.
What about you?
I've got a little Canadian whiskey, rocks. Splash of sugar-free ginger ale because I'm starting to get in that age that I can't just be drinking Coke all willy-nilly. Sugar mess you up, man.
That's right, man. It's dangerous for you.
I'm trying to stay healthy. It is not easy, dog.
I know, man. It's a struggle. Even when you think you're being healthy, you still ain't doing enough.
Literally nothing is good for you.
Right.
Nothing is good for you.
Right.
So what you been up to, though, man? Like, how was your week? What did you get into?
It was a good weekend. It was fun. Nice to, chill and watch the game. I was busy, doing some other things this weekend too.
So for all of you all out there listening, you can't see his face. But when he said I was doing some other things, he had a look about him that leads me to believe that it's story time.
Actually, I will tell a story.
Okay.
Actually, I will.
All right. Is this story going to lead us into the topic?
Actually, it's a good segue.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Tell us story time.
All right, story time.
Wait. The story's going to come right after this commercial break. Beast. Today's episode is brought to you by a friend of mine, my boy Jeff Santana.
Jeff Santana Photography brings everyday moments to life.
Jeff specializes in portrait sessions, covering families, seniors, couples, and headshots, plus event coverage like birthdays, small weddings, and school affairs.
He shoots real estate, products, pet, and sports photography, and creates vibrant social media content.
Based in Chicagoland, he blends creativity, reliability, and connection in every frame.
Look for him on Facebook and Instagram at J Santana Photography.
To book, call 312-221-1823 or email j.santanaphotography80@gmail.com.
Let Jeff make your story unforgettable.
Beast. And we're back.
Welcome back.
And we're black.
Black is...
I thought you was going to say welcome black. And we're back. Welcome back. And we're black. Welcome black. All right. When we paused, it was story time. You got a little something to share with us. Let's get into it.
I will share my story. All right. So this weekend, in between coaching my daughter's basketball game and watching the Super Bowl, I went speed dating.
Speed dating, you say?
And not just any speed dating.
Oh, this is gonna be good. Was it naked speed dating? Was it you take a shot every time you switch speed dating? Was it naked shot speed dating?
Of course, your mind would go right to that.
The suspense is killing me. What kind of speed dating?
It was Tantra speed dating.
Okay, so for those of you that don't know what Tantra is, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but it is the act of abstaining and cycling your energy within yourself. Am I making that up? Let me look up the definition while you tell it.
You're on the right track, but it's more just energy, generally. So most people think of tantra when they hear tantra, they think of sex.
Yes.
It's a sexual kind of
Yes.
But that is not the origin of tantra.
Remind me to tell you my story about tantric sex when we finish. Let me read the definition of tantric for you. Relating to or involving the doctrines or principles of the Hindu or Buddhist tantra, in particular the use of mantras, meditation, yoga, and ritual. Does that kind of line up with the kind of dating that it was?
That's a very high level general definition.
Okay. Okay. So why don't you tell me? So elaborate. What kind of dating was it?
So we had like an instructor, some person who led the experience because it was an experience. It was not just.
I want to keep guessing stuff, but I know I should just let you tell your story. I have so many guesses and so many questions. Okay, go ahead.
He's so excited right now. Giddy.
Get it together, man.
Oh my gosh. All right. So anyways, so Tantra is energy. That's really, without going too deep, it's basically energy. And I would say exchange of energy or, yeah.
So they blindfold you and you hold hands and you have to just feel their energy and see if you want to rock with them or not.
Not quite. But,
I'm on the right track.
But they're on the right track.
Okay.
So
if you like touch somebody's hand, you can tell they got fat fingers. You like, nope.
No. So what we did, there was like a little like probably 20-minute ceremony where we just went through some different like introductions and he talked a little bit about like Tantra and everything like that. And we did some little exercises, but when it came down to the speed dating part, what we did was the men made a circle and the women made a circle inside of the men's circle.
Okay.
And so when we first checked in, everybody got a necklace with a little pouch on it, and the women had inside their pouches were beads.
So okay, and so you at the end you have to look and see whose beads you have in your pouch.
So can you just wait? You just keep.
I'm excited, and you're a great storyteller, but you be taking all day.
Well, you already let me get to it. I'm trying to give the background.
Okay, I'm listening.
Okay, so like I said, men had empty pouches, women had pouches with beads in them. So we did different exercises basically, and like I said, the women were in a circle inside the men's circle. So at the end of every exercise, and some of these exercises were like, give your partner a massage and like give them a hug, and just like some of them were like, say what you're grateful for. What are you manifesting? And like, help your partner stretch out, like stuff that was like more, it was not discussion focused. It was really energy focused.
Okay.
So all these exercises were to feel each other's energy and to just make a decision based off of that.
So wait, so at the end of each exercise, it's not like, so they have the decision to give you a pebble or not.
Right. So at the end of every exercise, the instructor would say two things. He would say, one, men, close your eyes and drop your hands to your side. So all the men would, close your eyes. And then, and he would say, men, close your eyes, drop your hands to your side, and women, reach for a bead. So that's when the men would close their eyes. And then two, it was, ladies, put your hand on his heart and give him a bead, real or imaginary.
That was my question, because like, if you go through all that and you think you're feeling somebody and then you just move on and there's no bead, you're like, damn, I really thought that I stretched her out well. I really felt like that our energies were aligned when I gave her that massage. Shoot, I mean,
yeah.
Okay, so you don't, okay,
and so actually. And we would transition. We would call it transition. We would transition pretty quickly. So and he would always he would say like every couple of times like, men don't look. Basically just go with it. You're supposed to just be in the moment, go with it, and not be like looking through beads and things like that. So
let me ask you a question. Did you cheat?
I did not cheat.
You didn't like peek through your eye. You didn't look at the woman. Or you didn't look in the pouch, or either.
Neither one.
In the true spirit of the exercise.
Yeah, I really went there to get a different experience. So,
okay.
So yeah, I really held to it, and I handed my thing in, and and I literally didn't know how many beads I had.
Here's the real question. You know where I'm going, man. You got mad beads, didn't you? you got beads on beads on beads.
I did get my matches yesterday.
Oh, they email you?
Yeah. So.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah. Somehow, I mean, they have like probably numbered beads and like
or like it's
things like that and stuff like that.
So you leave and you know how many you have because you can feel like.
At the end, you can kind of, if you like kind of feel it, you can feel like if you have beads and how many you kind of have.
Right. How many beads did you have?
I couldn't really tell, honestly, but.
How many people were there, would you say? How many would you estimate?
I want to say there was about 14, I think I want to say 14 or 15 women, maybe. Yeah, probably like 14 women. And I think there was like 16.
Oh, so it was pretty even.
Yes,
so
15,
was there like,
did
they cap it at a certain point when you were signing up?
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be. Well, they cap it because it's even. I don't know what the cap is, but there was one more man than woman. So
okay,
I think it was probably because somebody didn't show up.
Oh, okay. That is so interesting. So, what did you think of the experience?
I really enjoyed it, actually.
Yeah.
I would definitely do it again. I would recommend it, to single people.
Why you look, man? Man.
I mean, I'm just speaking to make sure I want to speak to the right audience. So,
one of these days we're gonna start recording these with video. We can see your face. Can't stand you. Ugh. Cheers, brother. Cheers, brother. Okay, so you would definitely do it again. You would recommend it to single people.
Yes. The only thing I feel like is a little bit going to be a little bit interesting now is because you didn't really have conversations with people, like a little bit, maybe like at the end of exercises, it'd be like, hey, have you done this before? Or like one girl actually asked me like what sign I was. And, okay.
Okay.
So it was more just like a little bit of like small talk in between, but nothing like to really get to know anybody. So now that I have these matches,
what are you gonna do? You email them?
Yeah, you're supposed to email them, and then it's
is it their email address or is it like
their email? Yeah.
Okay.
And
did you use their emails to look up their social media?
I did not actually. I have considered it, but I did not.
Does it just give them give you your email? Is there a picture?
It's the picture and their name, their first name and last name and the initial.
The moment that we sign off, I need your phone. I need to see, dude. I gotta see them. I have to see them, and as your boy, I I have to help you pick. It's my right. And because you were late.
I'm on the hook.
Yeah.
That's fine. Actually, because like I said, I feel like it's going to be interesting to get to know somebody because I'm not like I don't love to like text and chat and stuff like that. I don't want to like.
Oh, I know.
I like being in person with people.
Uh-huh.
So I want to like go out on a date or, go, meet up. And a lot of these people, I don't know how old they are or like where they live.
But
or
I mean,
like,
so do you think that this experience is going to cut out a lot of the chatting BS, or is it you just starting over again? Like, okay, so we matched. Now we got to text. We got to text all day for 2-3 weeks, and then we're going to meet up. Or is this just cut the BS? Like, hey, we matched. I had a great time. I remember stretching you out and how you seem to love it. Would you like to meet up so that I could stretch you out some more?
I don't know that I would use that phrasing.
I feel like you should. I feel like that's a winner. I feel like that's a no BS approach. We ain't got time for this, man. We really don't have time.
But I'm just trying to sidestep these landmines here. I do think for me it's a way to get right to the date rather than like the yada yada yada.
So okay, so you are cutting out the BS,
but at the same time,
the option for the BS is still there.
Right, you can still just chat up, but I personally don't like that.
Right. So what's to stop you from like cutting out that part of it when you're meeting people in regular dating
That's
apps?
that's the part that I'm interested in. Is like, is that part going to get completely cut out, or when we meet up, is that going to be the time to go through the what do you
Doesn't
do?
it kind of fall
What
to
do
you to decide based on societal standards?
Yeah, I mean, there are definitely some things I want to know, but like, I don't know. I mean, I feel like it gives you an opportunity to start just from where I'm at this point. I feel like it gives you an opportunity to start to find a connection on other grounds and other
Fair.
ways.
Do they let you know what exercise you interacted with them on?
No, it just gives you a picture.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to hearing. So we're gonna put a pin in that, and I want to make a note. I'm actually gonna write that down to follow up with you next time we chat on the mic about how that's going and your progress or lack thereof, which is never a thing in the shooter's case.
Never that. Always moving forward. So yeah,
well, that sounds interesting. Yeah.
So yeah, that's my story. That was my Saturday night.
Okay. So what's the topic? What are we going to talk about? We pulled a last minute pivot, so I'm going to leave it in your capable hands, and I'm going to regret this, y'all. Y'all don't understand. For months, every time my boy sees me, he gets a look and he rubs his hands together like yeah. See, you hear that laugh? He rubs his hands together like a villain whose plan is coming together. Everything is coming to fruition, all of his schemes and plots. It's dangerous, man. All right, let me have it. What are we doing?
So, like I just said, I went speed dating, and clearly people go to those things for different reasons. Some of those people go there to just meet some new people, just try something different. Some people are actually looking for a partner and, want to be with someone. So, in my experience,
which is significant,
I have some experience in the streets out there.
I was just trying to call you a whore without calling you a whore. I'm just playing, y'all. He's a very wholesome young man.
Very wholesome, very upstanding.
especially when he stretches them out.
It was an exercise. I was instructed to.
Oh, so you follow directions too.
I do what I'm told.
Ladies, do you hear this? You hear what's going on over
Very
here?
good at doing what I'm told.
All right.
So, anyways, what I'm saying is, people at some point, they either decide they want to get in a relationship or they meet someone that makes them want to get in a relationship. And since I know that your status has changed over the past, we'll say, year,
Well played.
I just, being at the Tantric speed dating and then just navigating the world of dating, I'm just interested in just talking about why people want to get relationships, and specifically, I wanted to ask you through your experience of dating relationships and transitioning from different
Stages.
Different stages of dating.
Yeah. We're gonna have to talk about those buckets at some point.
Yes. But tonight I want to ask you, what made you decide that you wanted to be in a relationship?
In my current relationship or in general?
In your current relationship.
So, for my current relationship, it was a combination of being ready and finding a person that I vibe with.
Being ready for what?
For a relationship. For the purposes of dating, very intentionally. In the past, in almost all my relationships, I've never said to myself, "Hey, I really want a relationship." What happens is I meet somebody and we vibe, and either because maybe we hooked up early, but also have similar interests, and so we wound up hanging out more than just for the physical aspect of it, or it was a friend, a homegirl that we enjoyed doing stuff together, and then things wound up happening physically. But whichever way it goes, it's never been for me like, okay, I'm ready to have a relationship, so now I'm going to actively start looking. I slip, fall, and land in relationships, and it's never on purpose. It's almost always like, I feel like if I slept with somebody else, she would be upset. And I don't want her to be upset. So I'm going to stop messing with other people.
What made you get to that point? Or what about this person made you get to that point?
It was, okay, this... So it was a combination between all the things that I said, like, just being in a headspace where I want to be intentional with my time and how I spend it, and with my goals, and whether or not the future looks like, if it's going to be with me or with somebody else, and things aligned in a way that made me really feel like, hey, this is somebody who I want to make things work with, because we are very different, but not different in ways that I think I should have to fight through. There are different ways that we would work through. Where, I've been in relationships that I will not, that I'm sure you're aware of, that I look at your face. That where we were together, and we were together for a long time, but like, we had to fight to keep it. And in retrospect, I don't mind working to make something come together, but I shouldn't be fighting. And if I am working and or fighting, I feel like I should be aware of the fight that they're doing and if they're matching my effort, and that just wasn't the case. So that's the first part. The second part is really just coming to a realization that I was, to an extent, kind of half-assing my relationships, in that, there are things that you can get away with, and you can get away with them forever, to be honest. And I'm not talking about fidelity. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about the way that you conduct yourself. Specifically, being truthful versus being honest versus being transparent. Should I break down the differences between them?
Yeah.
Okay, so being truthful is, if you ask me who I ask, if I go out to dinner and I come back and you're like, oh yeah, who was at dinner? I say, oh, Tommy was there. Well, that's the truth. But if I was being honest, I would say, well, Tommy was there with his friend and his girl. And his girl's cute. She showed some interest. But nothing happened. That would be honest. Mm-hmm. And I volunteered some information that I didn't have to before. But if there's more to be told, that's where transparency comes in, where I would say something like, it was Tommy, this girl, and a chick that that was attractive, and no, nothing happened, but I used to hook up with her, and there was a very strong flirtation in the past, and we flirted a little bit, but ultimately nothing happened, and I wanted to be honest with you and tell you that, and I'm sorry I didn't tell you that she was going to be there from the jump, but I'm telling you now, and if you have feelings about it, let's talk about it. So, that is, so I'm a wordsmith, and I'll tell you a story without I'll tell you a story without uttering a single lie, and never have told you the truth. And I can do that forever.
Right.
Forever. And there's really no skin off my back at all. But I also think that for a relationship to really be real, that, transparency is something that everybody should explore. And it makes for some really, really uncomfortable conversations in the beginning, but there is no fear on the back end. Because I've been honest about everything. You know what happened. You know who she is. You know what the situation was. Like, everything, and we still rocking with each other.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that's that's interesting that you talk about being truthful versus being honest versus being transparent. And I feel like unless you specifically go into a dating situation with intentions, deciding that you're dating with intention up front, if you're dating someone, there's probably, if you don't start off, like I said, with an intention of being transparent or,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's a transition from truthfulness to honesty to transparency.
There is.
So tell me about that.
Well, there's a lot of trust that comes with transparency as well. And one of the biggest things that actually I'm glad that you mentioned is as a dude, a lot of times the reason that we fail to share everything that could or should be shared is that we don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear whatever the repercussions are of however you feel about whatever is happening. It's never a conversation. It's almost never a conversation. There is an extreme lack of reason in a lot of cases. It's all based on emotions, and we tend to be a little bit more logical. And one thing you can't do is argue with somebody's emotions. You feel how you feel, and I can't do anything about that.
1,000.
And you certainly can't invalidate their feelings, because that's a whole other fight. whether it's logical to feel how they feel doesn't change the fact that they feel it, and that's how they are going to move. Period.
Right.
In a lot of cases, I'm trying not to generalize, but that has been my experience in a lot of cases.
I will say, maybe I'll clean this up for you, that is an emotionally immature way to respond.
Right. So the other part of that is, if you're going to expect transparency, you also have to create a place where where whoever is coming to you with whatever feels safe telling you
Yes.
whatever messed up stuff is going on.
Yes.
So yes, there is definitely a transition where you have to sit down and have a conversation and decide, okay, this is what I'm doing. So, the woman that I'm dating now, we, I didn't really have much to lie about, because, she was aware of the situation, and, this, that, the other. She was still choosing to be with me, despite the fact that I had just finished a rather messy separation. So there wasn't really a need for me to be less than truthful or dishonest. But there are just certain things that, like, when the situation comes up, you've got programmed responses, or also, like, not your business. So, I might steer the conversation in a different way without necessarily, lying, but, I'm also not being honest, and I'm certainly not being transparent. So, there was a situation where it was actually New Year's. So we did a whole bunch of fun stuff for New Year's, and we're in the hotel lobby the following morning on New Year's Day. I've got an old fashioned. She's got, I don't know, mimosa or something like that. No, she was drinking an old fashioned too. So we have old fashions. It's like 11 o'clock in the morning. We gonna
After
start
New Year's.
Yeah, we starting the year off right. So we in the lobby of a beautiful hotel, and we start talking about something, and it occurs to me that something that I told her previously was misleading. And so, I said to her, "Hey, I want to talk to you about something. You remember we talked about A, B, C, X, Y, Z?" She was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well, I feel like I should let you know that I wasn't honest with you when we talked about that. I told you this was the situation, but really this was the situation." And she listened, and she was a little surprised, and, she was like, "Well, I appreciate you sharing that with me." And I was a little shocked with myself, because I could have taken that to the grave. She would have never guessed. It's nothing that she would have ever, even questioned. But I did it, and we talked about it. And at that point, like, after that conversation, I really legitimately felt that, like, for my personal introspective thought was, it would be real dumb to lie to her instead of just talking to her about it. It'd be stupid. Let's just talk about it and get through it and be done with it. And that's like, there's a peace and transparency. You're gonna have some uncomfortable conversations, and if assuming that what you did wasn't too terrible, and maybe even if it is, depending on your relationship, y'all get through it, and then you don't have anything to worry about on the back end. That, to me, I was like, so now, like, I just be, hey, her. It was a thing. We played helicopter man. It was, yeah, it was a wild night. Yeah, both of them at the same damn time. It was the night that I met you. No, I'm just playing. That didn't happen. That didn't happen.
Maybe you want to be like translucent. And that
Translucent, not transparent. That should be a thing. Like, I don't want to be transparent, but I do want to be translucent. I want you to see through me a little bit.
Wordsmithing.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
That's interesting, man. That's interesting.
It's I've never done anything like this before. Ever.
And this is what I guess this is my next question is that how did you know that environment had been created, or did you just take a chance on that environment being there?
Well, I mean, she definitely makes me feel comfortable. We have great conversations, you know. So there's that, and a level of trust had been built, to be sure. But if I'm being honest, it was early enough in the relationship that if she had heard that and bounced, I would have been like, well, that sucks, but I'll be all right. And also the thing that I admit, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't like an extinction level event. Yeah. But I mean, we had conversations about that moment, you know, month or two later, or however long later. And she was like, it was just really important. It was really special to me that you came to me out of the blue and told me something that you really didn't have to. And it made me trust you even more. And I was like, good. Yes, trust me. Trust in me. So the next time I'm on some BS, you gotta set the scene, people.
Right,
you gotta set the scene, people. I'm gonna be your player for life. Yeah. I'm just playing. I'm not gonna be like that.
Nice, man. Nice. Well, that's good, man. That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's been interesting, you know.
Interesting watching it from the outside in.
Definitely has been interesting seeing the transition and the level of intentionality that you are so fervently displaying.
Yeah, well, I mean, the other part of it is like, listen, we not kids. We in our 40s, man.
That's 100%.
How long we gonna play around for? We already the old people in the club if we decide to go, which is why I never go.
I never go to the
club. ever.
I don't need to be nowhere near that club.
Right.
But no, yeah, I mean, I'm with you. And I feel like I am the type, I've, gone through plenty of dating phases, but I feel like
plenty of seasons.
Yes, lots of seasons of planting seeds.
Spreading seeds.
But I feel like for a while now, I'm at a point where if I like somebody enough and I'm, I see, a future or, something long term with them, like I'll jump in. I'll make the jump and put myself, give it an opportunity,
So I have a question for you now, because I'm peripherally aware of your goings on.
Peripherally.
And you recently took a leap of faith like that didn't work out. And I was so shocked to hear that because you approached it with a level of intentionality and maturity. And, I saw you making moves that were, that indicated that you had a very specific direction that you wanted to go. So my question is, when you leapt in, when you jumped in, was there any indication that you guys weren't in the same place? How from your perspective did it kind of fall apart?
I feel like there was no indications early that we were not in the same place. which honestly is what made me feel more comfortable jumping in. It definitely felt like we were moving in the same direction. We wanted the same things. We both wanted the same level, of seriousness in the relationship. And but I guess the way it fell apart is that, so she is and I got to know her pretty well, but she's a teacher. Not a teacher, I'm sorry. She works in education.
I was gonna say the teachers, they'd be the best ones, man. Teachers and preachers' daughters.
Boy, let me tell you some stories.
And let's not give away the playbook. Continue.
Yes. We gotta keep some secrets for the players. So she works in education. So I met her at the tail end of the summer.
Oh, right after Hot Boy Summer.
So what I figured out after the school year started, and she even kind of told me, like, I'm not going to be as available when the school year starts. My schedule's, a lot more rigorous.
Which is perfect for you.
Which is fine.
Not fine, perfect, because you are not trying to be in somebody's face like that.
Yes. You know me. I need my space.
Yes.
You need your space.
No, they don't need their space. You need your space. And they are upset with the space that you put between your space and their face.
Yes.
Until they get replaced.
1,000.
Man. All right, continue.
So, yeah. So, what we went into it at the end of the summer was, we were seeing each other, pretty good amount, which I knew, was
define pretty good amount.
3 times a week, probably 2 to 3 times a week for about a month, the last month of summer. But then she started school, and literally, the whole vibe changed.
Do you think that it was her schedule? Do you think that? What do you really think? You think like she got somebody else? What do you speculate? What makes the most sense in your mind?
What makes the most sense in my mind is that
she's a bitch. I'm just playing. I'm playing.
I'm gonna be transparent and say that I feel like she John Jordan me. Yeah.
You all don't know John Jordan as a verb. It is an action verb. It is an act. What? Tell him what the JJ shooter is.
So I'm just gonna be brief in general, but typically, I know myself. I'm a Scorpio.
You do not get to blame your shitty behavior on when your parents banged. The stars and moons that are millions and millions of miles away do not align to mess with your stank ass.
There is a thread here, okay? There is a thread.
Oh my goodness!
Wait for
it. There's a lack of responsibility and accountability, is what it is. Let's talk about it.
Anyways, typically I have a history, and this is definitely something that is not always intentional, but I have a history. There's times when I start kind of hot, and then when it actually comes down to, like, because you meet somebody that you're really into and you like spending time with them, but then, like, the actual relationship stuff starts coming down, like the accountability and the time and
you can't blame being a Scorpio forever.
You know, there's other reasons for this too, but which we ain't gonna get into. But yes,
Is it your relationship with your mother? Is that what it is?
definitely not that.
I like your mom. She's a nice lady.
She's a wonderful lady. But anyways, typically once the once somebody really wants a relationship, because I like spending time with somebody, but in a lot of cases, if I'm not dating intentionally, I don't necessarily want to, like I said, like have that accountability to somebody, because I do have a busy schedule, I have a busy life, and I won't lie, I use that as, I'm being very transparent here, but I use that as an excuse to not be in relationships.
Right. So now you were dating intentionally, and so for you, what makes you fall back
Fall back.
when somebody is very interested in dating you seriously, and you start with that intensity? There's a moment where you're like, eh. So what is the cause of that?
You know, I can't always pimp. It's not always the same thing, but I think in general it boils down to feeling like, I guess to some level my freedom is going to be restricted, or I have to change or be a certain thing in order to, you know, to move the relationship forward, or, you know, I there's sometimes when, you know, labels, people get hung up on labels. So, you know, if somebody wants to go from
Talking to dating, or from dating to seeing each other exclusively, or seeing each other
right,
exclusively to being boyfriend, girlfriend. For the record, I feel like I think at, we'll say 33 and a third, you shouldn't have to use boyfriend, girlfriend anymore. I'm too old for that.
yeah, and that's my point, is I feel like people get hung up on these labels, so they expect some type of change in behavior, or there's a different level of expectations when you have a certain
And
label.
you don't want to be tied down.
I don't want to
Be responsible for.
be responsible for somebody, for being someone else, the source of someone else's happiness.
So, okay, I agree with that. Like, I don't think you're responsible for anybody's happiness. I think that when you're in a relationship, that you should consider the other person and not do things that will make them unhappy. And I think that you should pay attention to the things that do make them happy in a moment. But I think that everybody is responsible for their own happiness. So you think that she saw that you guys were moving forward, and she was like, yo, I'm teaching, I'm busy, I need my space.
I feel like, yeah, I feel like to a certain degree, she didn't want to put the effort into actually having a real relationship. Like, she liked the ease of how it was in the summer. Like, she had the time.
Mm-hmm.
She liked me. We have a good time together. But once it became like effort to fit me into her schedule, an effort to like do things that I liked, an effort to, you know, to maintain or grow the relationship, she wasn't there for the effort.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Karma is real.
It is. And I acknowledge that it didn't make it any easier, but
No, certainly not. So now you went to tantric dating. Does that mean that you're going to approach these next situations with some intention? So what's changed? Are you still playing around? You still, just dating to have fun, or are you trying to do something different?
so yes, I do want to do something different. I do, and
That was another big thing with me in transparency. I'm like, let me do something different.
yeah, and that's where I'm at. Is I've been through enough experiences to see like the way I do things gets this result, and I don't want this result anymore.
Yeah, you can't keep doing the same stuff and expecting the same result.
Right. So that's why I went to this like Tantric thing, and even when I met the last person I did that we're talking about, I did approach it with that level of intentionality and respect and discipline, and just
There was so much discipline, bro. I was impressed.
and
When I say discipline, I mean like opportunities to step out, even when it wasn't even exclusive or serious.
Right.
He made the decision like, hey, I'm gonna stay focused on this one thing. And I bet you feel real dumb right now. I'm just playing. Okay, so no, thank you for being honest and forthcoming with your experience, because I'm not gonna be the only one with my ass out there. Oh, let me tell you before we sign off. Do we have anything else to touch on?
No, that's kind of it. So
Okay, well, we're coming up on an hour. We'll go over a couple minutes. Just I want to wrap up.
Yeah.
With my story about tantric sex.
Tell me.
Okay, this was 20 plus years ago. I know I wasn't 21 yet. I was still using Abraham's ID to get in bars.
20 plus years ago. Oh, okay, I'm gonna let you keep going.
Okay, so listen. I was with this woman. She was like a year or two older than me. Like she was like 22. I was 20. I thought the relationship was, listen, this girl played me so hard, dog. She had like 3 other dudes, and I thought I was the only one.
I thought you was the one.
Dude, like she had me, dude. Like that's a story for another time, but she dogged me.
Yeah.
That doesn't even have anything to do with the story. Okay, so we were, we were being intimate, and I can't remember what was going on, but I just wasn't like getting there. I wasn't excited. Like for some reason, I just, I was still up. I was still, getting in it.
But you just
Right.
into it.
And I was just, I was just like, I wanted to like eat, or like, I just want to do something else.
Right.
Which is like, hearing myself say that out loud now is bananas. But I was like, so
service.
listen to me. I faked my orgasm. I pretended to finish. And she's like, well, I don't, like, you didn't finish. I was like, oh, I did. I definitely did. And she was like, how? Like, you didn't. I'm like, I did. And it became like an issue. And I'm arguing with her, just trying to back up my lie that I finished when I didn't. And she's like, well, tell me how. And I said, Tantra, baby. And I said it just like that. Dead serious. I said, Tantra, baby. She's like, I was like, listen, it's all internal. It didn't, like, I don't need to ejaculate. Like, I finished. It was great. Tantra, baby. So I got caught faking an orgasm and used that dumbass line.
Did she believe you?
No. No. I mean, she didn't like. I mean, she chose not to argue with me anymore.
So you've had a tantric.
Yeah, that's my tantric experience. It's Tantra, baby.
Oh my gosh. All right. I may have to. I'm never gonna use that.
So, I mean, listen. It's good to be back.
Yes, sir. It's good to be back.
Thank you for coming through, and thank you all for listening.
Yeah, man. It's been one.
It has been one. We're going to keep on doing it for you. If you have any suggestions for topics, drop a line.
Yeah, any questions?
Yeah, definitely drop a line. We'll do our best to answer it. I will be transparent. He will be truthful.
Borderline honest.
Right, borderline honest. And we'll catch you on the flip side.
Yeah, man.
Beast.